Once again, Trinidad and Tobago, the justice system has failed us. Look at the situation with that young mother of 6. Because this woman failed to appear before the court, well, I would have heard her said twice, that was the outcome. They came and they bulldozed down this woman's house. Now, because the justice system has failed this woman, where would she sleep tonight? Where would she and those innocent 6 children sleep tonight? If you look at the video, you could actually see the tears, all the pain, the hurts, and the agony coming from this woman's voice. You're seeing the reaction on her face, no hope, all is lost. What is really going on in Trinidad and Tobago? What is really taking place? What is going to happen to this woman and her 6 kids now? This situation is so sad. Who is going to help this woman? Who is going to reach out their hands to assist this mother and her 6 kids? Wow. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago. Only reach where we're going. We reach where we're going. No heart, no hope, and no love for our brothers and sisters. Trinidad is not a real place.
Mother of 8 and her children left homeless by court decision.
There's a lot of corruption in the justice system in Trinidad right now. Right now, criminals being able to do as they feel because they know the laws and the law does back them. Right? The justice system does not protect women and children. They don't protect the innocent. They say they're here to protect and serve, but today I sit down in my property that is mine. I have document for that. Me and my children are homeless now because of our uncle, a step uncle, who decided to take this home from us, and a judge gave him the okay. The police came with him to put us out, right? The police was protecting him. Nobody didn't protect me and my children. Even though when I was here and they was tormenting me, the police never protect me from these people. The police came at him today as he bring an excavator to break down the house, right? And this is justice for Trinidad and Tobago. This is the justice that I get after being a law-abiding citizen, doing my part, keeping my head down. This is what the law did to me. This is what the government and the judge decided that he could put me out of my home because I didn't show up to court. He didn't give me a chance to speak, to explain why I didn't show up to court. He see it fit to put me out with my children because I didn't show up to court. He didn't know what was my situation. He didn't know what we're going through. He decided to do that because he's the judge. He have the power to do that. So I want to ask the judge, the police officers, and even my uncle, where will I go now with these children? And if this is the justice, this is the best Trinidad could do for the justice system. Put a woman and children out on the streets.
In a heart-wrenching turn of events, Crystal Joseph, a mother of 8, 7 of whom she still cares for, was evicted from her home following a court ruling in favour of claimant Rodney Sidney. The decision, handed down by Madam Justice Jacqueline Wilson, has sparked outrage and highlighted the plight of the underprivileged in Trinidad and Tobago's justice system.
I wasn't doing anything to anybody. I am a law-abiding citizen. I don't have a life because I have my children to take care of. So my life is them, and this is where I start my life. This is my home. I inherit this. And somebody could just come and take it from me because the law gave them the authority, because I didn't show up to a court case I know nothing about. And I couldn't speak to explain anything. The lawyers in the courtroom, everything was a mess. And I really want justice.
Crystal Joseph, who had lived on a plot of land in Dade's Trace Rio Claro for the past 8 years, was devastated when Sydney's bulldozer demolished her home on Wednesday, July 23rd. The land had been a familial haven for generations, initially occupied by Joseph's grandmother, then her mother, and finally by her. The concrete foundation and columns, erected by Rodney Sidney and was bought and paid for by Joseph's mother years ago, stood as a testament to their enduring connection to the land.
Rodney Sidney has to be held accountable for this. He did not own this property. He did not build this house. He had put some posts here that he got paid for. And this gone too far. I have been keeping my head down. I walk away. I try my best to try and get, I can't afford to pay lawyers when I had to look for a place to live. I'm doing things I never did before in my whole entire life because they decided that I was too comfortable in my own home. So the judge could pass an order to put you out of your home without asking you a question about why you didn't show up.
The eviction was the culmination of a legal battle in which Joseph did not appear for 2 virtual court hearings, leading to a default judgment in Sydney's favour. The case underscored the digital divide affecting the country's poor, who often lack access to the necessary technology to participate in virtual legal proceedings. Critics argue that the justice system's failure to accommodate these disparities has left vulnerable citizens like Joseph without a voice.
So this was my bed here. I only had 2 beds and I had my stove across the stove and thing across there. I didn't have no place to move this stuff to.
As the bulldozer's engine roared to life, it was met with the anguished cries of Joseph and her children. Their home, their sanctuary, was reduced to rubble. The children, clutching each other amidst the debris, wept as they watched their world collapse around them. The scene was a stark reminder of the human cost of legal and systemic failures. Joseph's 7 children, all of school age, now face an uncertain future. Homelessness threatens their education, stability, and sense of security. The family's belongings scattered among the ruins were a poignant symbol of their sudden descent into destitution. "This country is clearly a failed state," Joseph said through tears. "The justice system has let us down. How can they do this to my children? They have nowhere to go, no school, no home." The land in question was originally a gift from Joseph's uncle, Anthony Guerra, who intended it to be a safe place for her and her children. Rodney Sidney, who is a family member, who claimed the land, had not lived in the area for 48 years and had never completed a house on the plot. His claim rested on the concrete foundation and columns he placed there years ago, but abandoned long before Joseph moved in.
This photo was taken in front of my yard. This guy with the red jersey and the chain in his hand, this is Fred Sidney, my cousin. His father is the one that took me to court for my home. He made a lot of death threats to me. He even threatened to burn my house down. He was convicted and spent 4 years in prison. I made a lot of reports to the Rio Claro police station and nothing was ever done about this. So this is the situation now. I really don't know what they're going to do next because they're stopping at nothing.
Community members also failed Joseph, providing no shelter and support. As people in Trinidad stay away from most issues because of the high crime rate, however, the broader implications of her case resonate with many who see it as indicative of systemic neglect. We hope advocacy groups call for reforms to ensure that the rights of the underprivileged are safeguarded, particularly in legal processes. As the dust settles, the Joseph family faces an uphill battle to rebuild their lives. Their story is a sobering reflection of the justice system's impact on the most vulnerable and a clarion call for change. The cries of Crystal Joseph and her children echo through the streets of Dade's Trace, Rio Claro, a stark reminder of the urgent need for compassion and reform in Trinidad and Tobago's institutions. Dave Rodriguez, HCN News.